In this video, we are doing the minor service for the Range Rover L322, and that includes replacing the oil filter, replacing two plugs, one for the oil sump and one for the turbo, and of course we are putting new oil. We are putting 9 liter or 9.5 liter in the engine. We are going to use Halfords again, as well as we're going to inspect the old oil from Halfords. We've made a previous video about which oil to use, etc. But anyway, let's just get started. I always like to start from the top. I always make sure I can open this, okay? And I will let it just loose, just here, sat here. And I will remove the dipstick, like that. Make sure I can remove it. And I put it, but not all the way, so keep ventilated, and here ventilated. And now I'm going to use the 32mm socket on top of the filter over here. I'm going to crack it open. So just to confirm, this is a minor service, not a major service video. I have already done a major service video, which I will put the link in the description if you are interested in watching that video. And then that will let the oil drop down to the pan. So we are going to use the 13mm to crack this bolt open, and then we're just going to loosen it just a little bit, not so much. Okay, put it back. And now we're going to prepare for a few things. I'll show you. So this is the setup we're going to have. I'm going to put a carton box over here, so the oil shoots out this way and then drops down into this container. This oil, it looks in a very good condition, which is the Halfords oil, by the way, which it's, in my opinion, it looked fresh. I have been hard wearing the engine. I've drove 1,000 miles for the past 6 months, and these 1,000 miles weren't highway miles. They were city driving, off-road driving. I was revving the engine a lot, so I wanted to put it through the test. Really, I have been working the engine very hard so we can, at the end of the day, we can test the oil, and really, it looks absolutely fine. I'm looking forward to go and check the oil filter. So let's go check the oil filter. And now we're going to take the filter out. It shouldn't have much oil since it's got a lot of time for it to drop. Previously, I have made a specific video on how to replace the oil filter. I'll put the link in the description if you want to watch that in more detail. But at the moment, basically, I am removing the old oil filter, putting a new ring, and then putting the new filter back. But I want to take a look at the oil filter, which is what I'm doing now. I'm inspecting fin by fin, making sure it's all good. I'm looking for debris or any metallic from the engine. Basically, I'm really just checking the health of the engine and if the oil was doing any damage to the engine. And the good news is absolutely nothing wrong with it, and it's super clean, so that's great news. Let's continue the work. We're going to put this one back in, but not torque it yet. This is the plug I'm going to be using, and this is the code for the plug. Now I'm going to put the plug back. Next, we have to remove this one there, down up there, which is located here. What I am unplugging here now, this is for the turbo oil. Take a look on how much oil comes out, and you tell me if it's worth doing this plug or not. A lot of people don't do it, but some people do it and they swear that it is a good thing to do. But I'll leave that for you to decide. For me, I am there anyway, I might as well do it, but this is the situation. And by the way, what I spray after I finish, that's brake cleaner, because I don't want to have any oil residue after doing the job, basically. But pay attention on my subframe, how rusty it is. We're going to fix that in future videos, but pay attention how rusty it is. Yes, I know it is in a very bad condition, but I'm going to do something about it that, you may not expect it, but let's see if you guys can guess what I will be doing. And it's not a temporary thing, it will be a permanent thing. Because I'm gonna have difficulties torquing that plug, the one for the turbo, I am actually torquing the other one onto 23 Newton meter, and then testing the resistance of it, and then moving the same resistance or the feeling into the other plug. That's smart, isn't it? And again, make sure to do this job on a windy day and do it against the wind. So when you spray, it all sprays back at you, at your face and the camera, and make sure you breathe it well. Just torque it to 35. So now that we completed from the bottom, we go on the top and we torque the oil filter into 35 Newton meter. Now, I'm going to add the first 5 liters. And if you remember, the oil we need to add between 9 to 9.5 liters. We're going to start with the first 5 liters and then we're gonna measure the second one. While we're doing that, we're gonna continue on checking if there's any oil leak from underneath and making sure we did the job properly, basically. And then when we reach close to, I want to say 8, maybe 8.5 liters, we're gonna have to check the dipstick and make sure we're on the right level. We don't want to overfill it. If we accidentally have filled it, we can release some oil from underneath, but otherwise just keep checking, put little bit by little bit, and just take your time with this one because you want to make sure you get it right. As you see, I am making my best to get it right, really. If you have overfilled it a little bit, just don't overfill it, basically. Just don't overfill it, don't underfill it. Just make sure it is right in between that medium range, because remember the engine is cold at the moment and I'm not 100% on a level surface, but I will be later on. So we'll take it later on a drive and check if we are on 100% a level surface, so that's not a problem. And then when we're out, I will be checking the dipstick again and making sure on you know, we are on that range, because remember there's a hot range and there's a cold range. We're going to use vinyl and rubber care. Just because it's a minor service doesn't mean that we need to cut corners. We still have to do the engine cleaning while we're there anyway. We might as well use the vinyl and rubber care and make sure all our plastics and rubbers and you know, all of these things, just making sure it's all good and shiny and clean. At the end of the day, this is well, we like this car, we want to look after it, isn't it? So we went out for a 30 minutes drive and I let the car cool down for at least 15 to 20 minutes. And then I turned it on for 5 minutes and then I waited for 10 more minutes. And now the engine is still hot, so we need to be careful. But we're going to take the dipstick out and we are going to measure. So the best way to do, because a lot of people get confused how to do it, is I put it on a tissue. Okay, sometimes I wrap it and then I read the reading. Now I can see here, majority is here, which is perfect. I'm going to, actually we have been driving, sorry about that. So I need to wipe it first. I forgot to mention that. So we have to wipe it. And then what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to put the tissue here and then I'm going to dip it one more time. Okay, and then I'm going to take it out. And then I'm going to put it here. Okay, just wait for a bit, and if I let it go, you can see it's up to here. So that means it's somewhere around here, which is almost on the high bit, which is okay because the engine is very warm, and when it's cold, it should be around here. That is, well, that's perfect. In my opinion, that was a successful minor service. And if you guys have enjoyed this content, if you have learned something new today, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to see more of this. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Maybe this was entertaining for you if it wasn't informative, by the way. Bye-bye.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test.